Yo. Nah, man, I can't do that right now. Let me hit you back though. I'm almost done with this essay I've been writing. Yeah, man, 10 pages in, finally. But all right, man, let me hit you back. All right, finally, 10 pages. Let's go. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just got done with the paper. Hold up, bro. Let me call you back. Bruh, who chewed up my paper? What did you chew?
Get strong.
What up, y'all? Welcome to Barking with Bobs. I'm Justin, and this video is about if your dog is chewing too much. So, as you can see, you can barely see Athena. She's right here. 1-year-old Doberman Pinscher, and you got Bear in the background chewing up toys. So, it may look like they all perfect, but it didn't start that way. So, here are 3 reasons your dog could be chewing, and I'm gonna give you different ways to fix it or understand why they're doing what they're doing. So, number 1, if you have a puppy, most of the time they're chewing because they're teething, right? A lot of times, if you think about it, I mean, just like kids, you know, teeth growing in, it hurts, right? So, a lot of times puppies chew to kind of get rid of some of that pain, you know what I'm saying? So, if you have a puppy and they're chewing, it could be because of teething pain. So, you gotta take that into account when you're like, why are you chewing on my shoe? Why are you chewing on the leg of my couch? Why are you chewing on, you know what I'm saying? Take into account that these puppies are having teeth growing in, so it hurts. And so they're gonna chew on the closest thing they can find. So keep that in mind. So number two, a lot of dogs chew to relieve boredom. What's going on? A lot of dogs chew to relieve boredom. So when they get bored, have you ever seen a person like just that can't sit still when you talking to them? I know a couple of them. They just like gotta be touching something. Like they gotta be touching a bottle or playing with a bottle cap or twiddling their thumbs. Dogs are the same way. They just express it through their teeth. Sometimes if a dog is bored, he'll chew. He'll chew whatever he can get his hands on. It don't matter if it's a shoe, a towel, a leash, whatever they can get their hands on, they're gonna start chewing because they're bored and they're trying to alleviate some of that boredom. All right, number 3. And by the way, y'all, there's a lot of reasons your dogs could be chewing. Sometimes it could be health problems, and I'm not a vet. If you feel like your dog is showing any signs of health issues, just, you know, reach out to your vet and check on them. Number 3, your dog could just be anxious. Dogs get really nervous. It's a lot of things that cause anxiety in dogs. It could be just the environment you're in. It could be too loud. You could have kids and that could stress the dog out. Instead of them snapping on your hand or snapping on a person, sometimes they just chew to kind of relieve some of that stress. And certain breeds are different. Certain breeds stress a lot more than others about different things. You gotta think about if your dog is anxious, understand the environment, understand what you could be doing to either cause or fix the stress that dog goes through. So now I'm gonna give y'all a few ways to fix a lot of these problems, right? The chewing stage it's a stage, but it doesn't last forever. But if you don't tackle these things early on with your pup, they will go into adulthood and they'll start chewing on things consciously. So if they see a sock, they might just love socks and they're gonna always chew your sock. If they see, I don't know, shoes, a dog ate your homework, if they see paper lying around and they haven't had this, you know, chewing problem fixed early, then they chew up the paper. So a few ways you can fix it, especially in puppyhood, is redirect, right? So redirection is where your dog is doing something you don't want them to do, but you bring in something you would rather them do, and they go to that, right? If Bear was chewing my shoe, right? Let's say he was chewing my shoe. Got a pair of shoes right here. If Bear was chewing these shoes and I didn't want him to chew those shoes, especially in puppyhood, you don't want to be too hard on a dog because they'll never understand right from wrong that young. What I would do instead is grab this toy and then Bear would go for this toy. And if he doesn't go for that toy, you know, Usually they do though, because they're just chewing because they're bored or they're, you know, having teething pains. So I would bring a toy, one they like, something that squeaks, and when he goes for the toy, praise him, treat him, affection, whatever your dog likes. That way you'll know that it's not just your shoe thing, it's just a chew thing. Ooh. They just want to chew. Have plenty of different toys, different textures. We got all kind of bones, rubber. It's a lot of stuff. Just have different textures for your dog. Also, exercise. You're gonna hear me talk a lot about exercise now, in the future, in the past, in the present, but exercise is probably one of the most important things you can do for a dog. If they're tired, they have less energy to chew on stuff. They rather sleep. Exercise your dogs. A couple good ways to exercise is go for walks. Walking is good for not only the physical but mental, because they get to see a lot of things, smell a lot of things, hear a lot of things. So mental exercise is just as important as physical. Also, if you have a backyard, that's a plus. You can run around in the backyard, play different games and stuff back there, so that's always a good thing. And lastly, if you are stuck in an apartment and you don't have access, you know, to being outside as much, there's a lot of different mental games you can play inside. Not gonna go through them all in this video, I'll save that for another video, but it's a lot of mental things you can do as well. So exercise, 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 and you'll get calm pups. Lastly is correction, right? So let's say you've tried redirecting, you've tried exercise, and it's not working. What up, my boy? What it do? Let's say you tried exercising and you tried redirecting, but neither of those are working like you think they should. Then you want to go to correcting. And when I say correcting, I don't mean hit your dog with a rolled up newspaper or, you know, hit him with your hand or nothing like that. It's a lot of different ways you can correct a dog. It's harder to correct a dog though until they know right from wrong. If Bear was chewing on something that I didn't want him to chew on, he's had so much training and so many experiences that he knows, like, all right, this ain't right. So if he does it, I can then correct him with a sharp sound, nothing too loud, something quick, or I can put him in timeout, things like that. Timeout works really well for dogs. Bear knows right from wrong. So when your dog knows right from wrong, you've tried redirecting, you know, your dog knows, all right, they don't want me chewing on the shoe, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Then you add in correction. Then you add in the nose, or whatever you want to say. I make a sound, and timeout is very, very helpful too. So those are 3 ways that I would counter the chewing problem. And lastly, it's just a stage. It doesn't last forever. Just like puppyhood itself, it doesn't last forever. So remember that your dog is a dog, and a dog's mouth is kind of like a human's hand. Like a dog feels the world with their mouth, just like we use our hands to feel what we need to feel. So just remember that chewing is a stage. The best thing you can do is try to counter these problems. And just, at the end of the day, don't be too hard on your dog, because they're not going to respond well to no more than they're going to respond to love. So remember that, and that's all I got. If you like this video, leave a like, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe, and then I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.